Hello, my name is Ethan, and welcome back to another episode of Path of Exile, Metamorph League. In this episode, I actually, in the last couple of days, I created my version of Mana Guardian, and so today I want to show it and discuss the really cool things I found about it, and then the choices I made, and I guess I could even go over the other options, but I found were not better. So, first, I want to point out the few things that people may be concerned when you pick Guardian. What did I do for my damage? So I used zombies with my weapon. I moved it over to this build because it's still the best way that I'm going to make these zombies. And so I have my zombies, and you notice they're only level 28. And you're like, oh no, only level 28 because you're not a necro. Oh, that's worse. Well, yeah, we still have 63,000 minion life on them. Wow, that's really good actually, because our main only had 75,000. So it's right there. Our stone golem has more life, and our specters probably have more life. It's just that our zombies are slightly weaker. We use an Empower 4 on the specters to get the 26 specter, so that you get the extra third specter. You get Convocation in the build because we don't have the cast and damage taken set up, so we have a lot more gems in the build. We don't even have to run unset rings. This stone golem isn't necessary. We also get to run Val Discipline, Val Molten Shell, increased duration, and all this stuff, so it's really good. These are things we have in this build that we didn't have in the other one, and while having similar minion health, we also have similar minion damage. We got almost the same amount of damage, and this is without Avian, and we have 12k ES. So the point of that is we also have CI. I'm just trying to point out all of the things that were interesting about this first, just to make the clear what is different about this over the Necro. People may now ask, why Guardian? Okay. Radiant Faith. So there's two choices here, but the first one is grants maximum energy shield equal to 15% of your reserve mana to you and nearby allies. So, do you see how I have a ton of mana? Well, then it gives me ES based on that, and it's awesome. It's so much. And then you have the minion nodes, and then we have Bastion of Hope. So Guardian's super powerful for ES builds. This gives you a ton more ES, which is basically the difference between Necro and Guardian to get you the extra amount of ES so that you can go CI. Necro does Mistress of Sacrifice, which allows Spirit Offering to affect you, which you need health for, and that means you don't go CI, and that's what the difference is. Okay, so now I will explain or go over each thing one by one. So I'll start with the items and the goals for things. So this is a strength stacking Baron Guardian zombie build that uses an Elegant Hubris instead of a Lethal Pride for the increased minion life, and we allocate one, anoint one, because we want the extra damage. Okay. Because Guardian, we're missing all that minion life because we're not a Necromancer and those levels. So we're a Baron build. So my favorite enchant on it is attack speed or the increased damage. We use my main weapon, which is the Temple Staff that I have a video on. I slammed it with the Redeemer Orb for the extra hatred, and we have the extra +1 from metacrafting. Super, super expensive. Obviously, I couldn't replace this. I needed to just bring this to the main to this build. So these rings are interesting. The main goal was strength and dex, or strength and int, and then some reses. And so I got a bunch of just useful stats. So useful stats are reses, attributes, ES, mana. There you go. Pretty easy. That's a Mana Guardian for you. Really easy items. Pretty cheap too. Okay, we got Shaper's Touch with Enfeeble. Went Enfeeble this time because I was going to be doing a little bit of delving, and it's kind of useful with Bastion of Hope and all this like weird dodge that and block that I can get around the tree as a Guardian. It's really weird. A little bit more advantage of that. So then I also realized maybe I don't even care about the vulnerability that much. Then we went a stacking belt, so 55 strength, 11 increased at, 17 strength and int, ES armor. I slammed on the 9 armor. This boot, 47 strength, 10% increased strength, mana, move speed, cannot be frozen crafted. Love these mods. This is, again, it's just matching the same shit across everything, and on the boots, you kind of want move speed, so I tried to go for 35% move speed with that kind of strength, but it wasn't working. 30%, too expensive. I said, fuck this, went down to 25. And the Ami, this is a donation from a viewer, so Cap Sora on Twitch. He was playing all league, and this is his Ami. So he had one of the best stat stacking Amis that I had seen, except for the 86 life for this build specifically, but still having a 5 stat Ami. I can't beat it. There you go. The only way I'd beat this is like some flat mana or some flat ES, and I still think this is just insane and not worth redoing. So there you go. There's the stat stacking Ami for the Mana Guardian PogChamp. And then we have a double corrupted Geforce Sanctuary. So this is 1 to all max res and 5% reduced fire damage taken. Disgusting. We have our double influence Baron Helm Pog. I'll go over Flask now. The Flask, I use a Quicksilver. And I upgraded this with the extra increased move speed, so I get 62. We're Wise Oak balanced, so what I mean by that is on the right side, well, they're equal in my case, everything is 77. So, on the right, this one in brackets, you have to have that one at 77. And then Granite Flask, I get increased armor on it, and either reduced charges or like increased charge recovery or gain a charge when hit is really fun. There's a lot of really good mods you can get with that, but increased armor is fun. On Basalt, I really like increased duration immunity to freeze. As always, this is like a standard punt for me now in a build where I have low armor, because you need to get that extra armor. That's what I'm realizing. And then we use like I might have mentioned a Soul Ripper to do the no soul gain prevention on Val Molten Shell or Val Discipline PogChamp. You can even swap in, if you wanted, Bottled Faith. So if you drop the Quicksilver for Bottled Faith, run like Stampede Boots. There you go. Not sure if that's good or not, because you have Perma Onslaught, so you're losing that 20% move speed. I'll go over aura, skills, gems, the choices I made. So first of all, because this will all be like all over the place a little bit, so I'll start with auras. Hatred, 2123. This is Awakened Generosity, but it's not leveled up, so you obviously want this to be max level 623. Duh. Let's go. War Banner, 2123. So same auras like I like. Those are good damage, okay? Flame Dash doesn't have quality. Whoops. Should be a 2123. Okay. Then this is my Cyclone cast while channeling setup. So here we go. We have Cyclone, should be 2123. I have my Awakened cast while channeling, obviously should be 623. Double Corrupted Spirit Offering, 2123. And then Desecrate can be level 1, doesn't matter. In my ring, this doesn't matter, but if you want, you can use a Stone Golem in the build, because I believe that it adds to your... See how it gets converted into ES regen, because we have Zealot's Oath, because of Geoffrey's Sanctuary. That's so cool. In our chest plate, this is where it gets a lot different than the Necro. Also, you may ask, why do you actually have a Cyclone setup in this, Ethan? The Cyclone setup is if you want to go delving, or if you're doing a really hard boss or whatever, you can use the Cyclone to proc Spirit Offering to keep your minions alive, because with Grave Intentions and Spirit Offering, you're going to be giving them the defensive nature, and it keeps that defensive level or layer from Necro for only 4 gems, and it feels really good still. We still like this? Yeah, who wouldn't like that? I'm not... Try to tell me to get off Cyclone, boys. It's not happening. Okay. So, Phase Run. increased duration. This is so cool. Convocation. That one doesn't have to be there. It could be in the ring also, because it's, or the flame dash, or the like these don't need a link right now. Then you have discipline, Val discipline, Val molten shell, and clarity. So I keep clarity level 1. The clarity is another aura for a Watcher's Eye. I specifically run a Watcher's Eye in the build. Gain 18% of maximum mana as extra maximum energy shield while affected by clarity. So mana scaling, yes, very cool. This is for our own defenses. There's a lot of choices you can make in the build at all times. It's really crazy. And so I want to explain 21-23 phase run, 21-23 increased duration. It doesn't matter about the convocation except for the level. The quality increases regen. So if your minions are dying, it could help you, I guess, in that way. I barely use it. I forget I even have convocation because I don't use it in my main build anyways. Val discipline, the quality doesn't matter unless you want your minions to have it for the increased area. Val molten shell for increased duration and clarity. In the helmet, we run the Raise Spectre, so I just had a 21-20 because it's too expensive Kappa at the time to buy. The 21-23 probably should do that. Then, like I said, I use an Empower 4 to give it 3 extra levels, and I get the 2 from the helmet, so it goes to 26. You need to get it to 25 now to get the extra Spectre, which I realize is a big deal. It's annoying to get. Yeah, you have to do this now. Minion life 21-23 to keep them alive, and blood magic so that my specters don't use mana so that they can spam their abilities, because the host and Carnage Chieftain uses so much mana. So my specters again are 2 Carnage Chieftains, 1 host chieftain from Ashen Fields in Act 7. My Pantheons I chose were Soul of Lunaris for the physical damage reduction near enemies, the move speed, the chance to avoid projectiles, 5% chance to dodge attack and spell hits if you've been hit recently, the avoid projectiles that have chained, that's the biggest one. And we went Soul of Abberath because Burning Ground, 5% reduced fire damage taken is beautiful, and increased move speed on Burning Ground. No, the reduced ignite is actually insane. Abberath is such a disgusting thing. Also, the 5% reduced fire damage taken plus 5% reduced fire damage taken, it starts to really add up. And we have the 77 reses. Like, we're really tanky for that. It's really interesting. I'd like to also explain the other variant of the skill tree that you can run. So here I've showed you a version where you get like the extra Soul of Steel and all these extra jewel sockets and all this extra pathing and res and all this, right? So we could get all this damage and life for the minions as long as we got ourselves squared away and we're like very min-maxed on trying to get as much damage with as much minion life and all this. If you don't care about as much minion life as me and all this like damage and exact numbers, what you could do instead is mana nodes are pretty good. So you see I like the mana nodes, and like when you come over here, if you lethal pride this, you have the Arcane Capacitor, Righteous Decree. These are insane mana nodes. Like I pointed out down here, there's mana flows. Over here we have Mind Drinker. Up here we have Deep Thoughts, and we have Mystic Bulwark, and this mana node of 20 and 10% increase. Also, you can run a jewel that converts this life into 2 times mana. So, if you want to be a lot tankier as a guardian, it's very easy. And if we if we didn't have minions, I want to show this to you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, unanoint. So what I've shown you is how many notes we're actually using just to keep our minions alive for this stupid delving, when imagine if you didn't bring minions. It's so easy. So I might be convincing myself to make a build just to show true power. For the leveling side of this build, I would recommend playing it as just a Summoner Templar life build. So spec into the minion life wheel sacrifice to get it to survive, maybe Indomitable Army, maybe some minion damage, and then in your own life, and really just spec normally for leveling. Normal minion leveling, PogChamp. You're welcome. Boom! Fragment of Shape and Crusader Gloves. Let's get out of here. Boom! Easy. It's mostly AFK. What a good build. Ooh. Cyclopean Coil. Monka, there's no fucking way, right? If I actually beat a goddamn encounter. Thank you to my Patreon and YouTube members, Trednix, Hannah, Steven C. Les, Fable, Stacy, U, Boggy, White Wolf, YouTube members, Garbar, Trednix, White Wolf, Varkbone, Kerbed, John, Lelouch, Lamprou, Dawid, Dubu, Goose Eggs, Gabriel, and thank you to all my subs on Twitch.